All right, my name is Dalton Halbig. I'm a senior here at Indiana State. I'm doing a at-home workout video for a teenage group, typically 14 to 18 years old. This is December 2020, and my university is Indiana State. Okay, so looking at where the world is right now, there's a lot of things that go into I can't work out at home, I can't do this, or people want to spend expensive money on workout videos that they don't need to, when they don't realize that there's a lot of tools and stuff at home that they can use themselves to work out. So to start out with, a good warm-up, just get your whole body in. It works basically every part of your body just to get you started and warmed up real quick. Is just jumping jacks. So working on getting the feet spread and getting your hands up and touching. A lot of people like to do real quick jumping jacks, but the thing to remember is it's not a sprint. You're just trying to make sure that you get a nice controlled warm-up in. I would do these probably about 25 or 30 of them to get started with. Then we can look at people like to say, well, I can't do arms at home because I don't have dumbbells, or I don't have this. And it's that what they don't realize is they actually have things that they can use, but they just don't realize it. So one easy thing, this is a milk jug. You fill it with water, and you can just kind of use it as a dumbbell. Once you fill it with water, milk jug can weigh anywhere between 8 to 10 pounds, and you just get a nice, real regular curl in, or you can do your hammer curls. Making sure you're keeping that arm glued to the side of your body and getting the nice range of motion, specifically in the elbow, and then if you're doing the hammer curls, the wrist rotation as well. If you want to increase your weight, you can do resistance bands. I got this in a set of 3 at Walmart. They're about 20 bucks. So you can get some nice resistance out of those, and this will be able to increase your resistance so you can do more than just a toning that you would be doing with there, and try and get into some hypertrophy. So you put the resistance band on your foot and curl. The only difference with these is you can't really do the hammer curl effectively, so you're going to be kind of in that isolated bicep curl motion. If you do have, you can also get like a 5-gallon water bucket or a paint bucket and fill those with waters. Those can also be used to get you higher weights as well. Next, we look at kind of like tricep extensions. So again, using your milk jug, milk jug will probably be better for a tricep extension because your triceps are a little bit weaker, and with that, you're not gonna be able to do as much weight. So you can sit there, you just take it. I like to hold my arm right here, keep it stable. This is just a habit of, lifting heavier weights. It helps keep the stability, help with the shoulder stability. So you're gonna take it and you're gonna extend right here. If you're doing some of the lighter weights, you'll be looking to do somewhere between 15 to 20 reps. If you're getting into like heavier weights with the resistance bands, or maybe even like the paint buckets or the 5-gallon buckets, you'll be looking into your 8 to 12 rep range. Kind of just grade it on where you feel fatigue at, and then you want to do like the 2-rep rule. If you feel like you want to do more weight but you can't, you can also take your resistance band and do tricep extensions that way. Now you don't get to be able to hold it, but because the band isn't like a weight against you and then it's got some stability in the pull, you can do that as well. Then also too, if you want to do more of an isolated tricep extension, you can find a chair and you just kind of go here and you can do kickbacks like this. This really isolates the tricep. It doesn't work on any of the shoulder muscles. This will isolate the exact movement of the tricep extension and get you a nice motion in there. Then also too, while you have your chair right there, you can do something really simple, as in, I call it lawnmowers. It's a single arm row, and you'll just take it and you go like this. Again, if you're doing something with like the milk jug, where it's a little bit of a lighter weight and you don't have resistance bands yet, you're going to be looking in that 20 rep range, right about 18 to 20, because it's a lighter weight. You can still come in and use your resistance band at that point. You can put your foot through. If you feel like the weight's not enough, you can always shorten the resistance band because the more tension you create, the more resistance you're going to get on it. And then if you're looking at kind of a full upper body workout that you can do without anything, I know a lot of people hate it, but it's a great workout, is push-ups. Really want to make sure you're trying to keep those elbows tight, pushing into here, getting your chest down as far as you can. A lot of people say, I can't do a lot of push-ups. The great thing about push-ups is the more you do, the better. So if you're sitting there working out from home, the more you push yourself to do push-ups, the better you're going to get at them, the more you're going to be able to do time and time again. So you want to shoot for, that 25 each set type range, getting into 3 or 4 sets. But the more you do, the more you'll be able to get. So you might get into where you're doing it for a month and you're hitting, somewhere between 30 to 40 each set, which is awesome. You're going to be hitting 100 push-ups plus, and there's nothing wrong with a push-up. A push-up's a great exercise. They did a profile on like Herschel Walker back in the day, and when he was a kid, he did 5,000 push-ups and sit-ups a day. So it just goes to show like the magnitude of what those exercises can do for you. Looking at the sit-up, you can do a sit-up, easy at home exercise. You don't have to have weight. So you just come and sit up. I like to keep my hands out. I know like the standard is here, elbows here. I just personally like to keep my hands out. If you feel like you want to create more resistance, you can again grab your milk jug, treat it kind of like a medicine ball, and sit up with it. And do sit-ups. Again, just like your push-ups, doing 25 or so is a good start, getting into 3 or 4 reps, 3 or 4 sets, and then going as far as you can from there. The more you're able to do, the more strength you're going to build and the more you're going to get accomplished. After sit-ups, when you're down here, you can work like your obliques and some of your transverse abdominis a little bit more, in your toe taps. So I'm trying to get as far down as my foot as I can each time. You're pivoting right there in that lower lumbar at the sacrum. Just trying to touch. It's really going to work your obliques and your core muscles throughout your trunk. Again, another one of those is trying to get like 20 to 25 each side and then work from there and get as many as you can. Those are exercises that as long as you keep pushing yourself on them, you'll be able to do more. The more you do, the stronger you're going to get. Then the next thing we look at is we look at an exercise like an air squat. This is a good leg workout. I know like you may not have a squat rack or something at home that you can use, but you can just sit there and air squat, making sure that you're getting nice depth, pushing your butt back and getting as close to 90 as you can. Again, I like to keep my hands out. For me, I get a nice focal point on my fingertips. I know a lot of people they like to find focal points on the walls and ceilings. It's just kind of what you prefer. I know people like to squat here. It's just kind of what you prefer. Now, if you want to add a little weight, you can do kind of like a goblet squat with like your milk jug. Again, or you can go and grab like your paint bucket, 5-gallon bucket filled with water, and then you'd be able to squat up and down like this. That'll emulate a little bit more of like a deadlift, but again, you're still getting that added resistance. After that, if those seem to be a little bit easier and you're wanting to challenge yourself, you can do different things like a one-legged squat. You can grab a chair, you can grab a door frame. It just kind of depends on what you want to do, and squat. You really want to be careful with this exercise because you can take your knee past your toe too much, but it's a good exercise to kind of isolate your leg, get that single work on your leg, and push yourself a little bit further past the squat, and maybe work on getting a single leg better, because your body at the teenage should be well and able to handle its body weight going up and down. So a single leg squat can add some different variations of resistance, and as you get better, you can add weight, take your hands away from your post, and then go down. The last exercise I want to look at is taking your resistance bands, and you can do, so you'll take it, you'll put both feet inside. Again, you kind of want to grab a door frame on this, and you can take it, and you can do abduction, adduction. So with this exercise, you want to make sure that you keep constant control of your leg, because as you go out, you're doing the abduction of your leg, and as you come back in, you're doing the adduction. So you're getting that double resistance, and it's kind of a double workout. A lot of people want to look at it and say, you know, just do one at a time. If you do one at a time, you're gonna have to double up on your sets and your reps. I like to just kind of get everything at once, because when you're doing those types of movements, your body is going to be looking at doing both at the same time. It's going to be looking at the control going out and the control coming back in, and it'll help with your stabilization. These are a few exercises that I find can be easy to do at home. A lot of them you're going to be looking at what can you do for sets and reps, working at anything where you're doing like resistance bands or your lightweight milk jug, looking at, you know, 3 to 4 sets with somewhere between 18 to 20 reps. If you're getting into a little bit heavier weights, grade down your sets and reps to as low as the 8 to 12 range, depending on how you feel with the resistance.